in high school, I started working at an old shop in Pomona called the Globe.
Oh.
And then it turned into GCS, and next door was a record store, Radio Futura.
Yeah.
So that was like a very small, I wouldn't even call it mom and pops. It was like three brothers that owned it. Hugo, Leo. I still talk to them. I love those guys.
Nice.
They kind of gave me my first, I don't know, like breaks, I guess, just because they needed stuff done too. So I would learn, like, my good friend growing up, I've known him since I was 5. We still talk all the time. His dad owned a print shop, and that's how I learned early graphic design. So I was drawing up flyers and doing text for these stores. Started doing like t-shirts and stuff for them, and I kind of learned how to make merch without knowing I was making merch.
Yeah.
So from there, from working at the record store, I started DJing and I started producing more, and then that's how I kind of started going out a bit more. That's what kind of got me out of my comfort zone of being in Pomona, I guess. Like seeing on this larger scale what people were doing, like
With
in
their
the
talent.
similar space that I was in, you know? Like, yeah, I hate saying it sounds kind of mean, but I was just like, they're doing so much more with so much less. Like, why aren't I doing this? And that was kind of the driving force of like, all right, I got to keep chugging along here.
Yeah.
So I would come back from like playing in like New York or somewhere and just being like, why aren't I doing this? And then you can kind of see where the ideas would kind of like bubble out from.
Yeah.
So then from there, just being in, I guess, t-shirts, clothing kind of world, I ended up at the Hundreds. I want to say like 2000, end of 2006, early 2007. I was
the
there
Hundreds?
for like 8 years.
Wow.
So again, I got to kind of see them go from, I don't know, I want to say it was like 5 of us in an office at the time to, you know, becoming this huge brand. So from the record store in Pomona, I ended up at the Hundreds. I want to say like 7 or 8 years that I was there full time.
What year did you start?
I want to say it was like 2007, right around there. They had just opened up the Rosewood store, and I was helping out with a bunch of stuff, and I was in like a good position to kind of use what I already kind of learned and learn some new shit along the way.
Yeah.
So like headwear, like doing like real headwear and doing cut and sew and stuff like that. I learned it all there. So from starting there, when I started there, yeah, I could do a t-shirt design and show you how to print it and everything, but I didn't really know much more about clothing. I liked it at the time. Like I was going to Japan, so I liked all the streetwear that was out there. I just never knew how to make it. Yeah. So working with them and working like with their vendors and stuff, I got to learn a little bit of like how to construct a jacket, how to make like denim that I like, how to make shoes, stuff like that. Yeah, and then through them, like I've met a bunch of other kind of, I guess, clothing company owners. Yeah, I stay in that space a little bit.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, still freelance a lot for a lot of friends. A lot of this stuff is just like, sometimes it's like, oh, I found this little weird thing. And then it just turns into like, why is this still here?
So what's going on with the pins? It's crazy how me and Benji met. I was trying to make enamel pins. This is how long ago. It was before I got into real estate. And and Benji and Julio,
Yeah,
you guys, you know, they did not keep at all. Like when I was trying to get into it, they gave me all the pearls. I tried it out. And then I got too busy with real estate, so I stopped doing it. But there's some pins still out there, but they were the go-to guys at the time. And that's how me and Benji met.
Yeah, that was like 12, 13 years. That was a while back.
Are you still doing them?
Very rarely now.
Yeah.
Like they've slowed down a lot, but I still do merch. Like I'll do like sticker packs, t-shirts, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I've been trying to I started doing merch. Basically, I was doing a lot of art and I was like, well, what else can I do with this art other than just sell the original? So I started making merch, and eventually it kind of went backwards. So I was making merch to make art in a way.
Yeah.
So now I'm back. I had to correct the ship, kind of get it back on track.
So what did you do? Did you start drawing at first, or did you make enamel pins first and then the tattooing came? What came first?
I started drawing when I was in like kindergarten. Like it's been forever. I've drawn like all my life. The pin thing, man, I don't even remember how I started. I was originally hanging out with like there was this old shop called Hutch LA. I don't know if you remember them at all. Grizz, he passed away since. Was kind of like the first guy to kind of like really push me to like put myself out there more. I've always been very like back, you know,
Behind
like
the
behind
scenes.
the curtain kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what originally like launched that push of doing like merchandise through him. You know, like I really wouldn't have done any of this stuff without him. So,
And what started first, like the pins, like
the
when
pins
the
did
merch?
really well.
Yeah.
Then we started doing like shirts through him. What other crazy stuff have I did? I feel like I've done like a little bit of everything with Grizz. It was just like he had like a physical shop, so it
Really?
was easy for me to just kind of like, all right, let's do a couple. Let's see how it kind of goes here.
And it took off
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did pretty well.
with the hot Cheeto. Because I remember your hot Cheeto pin. I remember
God, that thing paid rent a few times.
yeah.
It was like
Remember like the
over-
troca,
Yeah.
the little truck.
Yeah, that one. Someone just posted it not that long ago. I was like, man, that was like 2014. I think that I did it. It's crazy. Crazy
love
to think
it.
about. So then, a lot of my art around that time kind of looked like flash sheets. So like, I got my sorry, mom and dad. I got my first tattoo when I was 14.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, oh, I like the way these flash sheets look. So I always kind of had that in the back of my head when I was making art.
Inspo.
So, man, it's been tattooing for like almost 7 years now.
No way.
Yeah. So originally, Ivan, who runs the studio, he started tattooing a few of my designs, and I hit him up and I was just stoked. I liked the way he was doing it,
Yeah.
and he was just like, "Why don't you just tattoo? Like, you have a bunch of people asking you. Why don't you just do it?" He sold me my first machine, and my first tattoo was on him. Like,
No
there wasn't.
way.
I wish I could say there was practice or anything. It's just like, this is how you set it up. Here, go. And it's like, oh shit, I guess I'm doing this.
And that's how you started?
Yeah. So now, like, I have a little studio in Japan. I go there twice a year, and then I'm usually here most of the time.
And how is it in Japan? Because I know you've been popular in Japan way before the tattooing.
Yeah, I've been
what's up with
going
that?
back and forth for like. So I was there for a little bit in the early 2000s. Previous life, I used to DJ a lot, so I would get booked out there. I ended up just staying out there all the time.
No way.
Yeah, so it was weird.
Benjie the DJ?
Yeah, and then through Hutch LA again, I met a guy named Ricky who owns a shop in, at that time it was in Machida. Now it's in Sagami in Kanagawa. And he had kind of the same like small shop kind of mentality, and we became really good friends. So I started doing art shows through him, and now like every time I go, I'm staying with him pretty much. So,
No way.
yeah, kind of just kept going and going.
What's going on with the, what was it, Serato, vinyl?
I was playing vinyl. Yeah, yeah. I still, oddly enough, here and there, I'll play. What was the last time I DJ'd? Hollywood at like an all vinyl bar. I just played like old funk. Yeah, and it's really weird. Growing up, I didn't think. I grew up in. I guess I should go like all the way back.
Yeah.
So my parents are from Guatemala. All my siblings were born there. I was the only one born here. I was born in East LA. I grew up in Pomona, South Pomona. Art as a career during my childhood was not a real option, you know? So it
Yeah.
was just like, oh, cool, it's a hobby. But I just always kind of went back to drawing or like design kind of stuff. And then in high school, I started working at an old shop in Pomona called The Globe.
Oh.
And then it turned into GCS, and next door was a
know where
record
that's
store,
at.
Radio Futura.
Yeah.
So that was like a very small, I wouldn't even call it mom and pops. It was like three brothers that owned it. Hugo, Leo. I still talk to them. I love those guys.
Nice.
They kind of gave me my first, I don't know, like breaks, I guess, just because they needed stuff done too. So I would learn, like, my good friend growing up, I've known him since I was 5. We still talk all the time. His dad owned a print shop, and that's how I learned early graphic design. So I was drawing up flyers and doing text for these stores. Started doing like t-shirts and stuff for them, and I kind of learned how to make merch without knowing I was making merch.
Yeah.
So from there, from working at the record store, I started DJing and I started producing more, and then that's how I kind of started going out a bit more. That's what kind of got me out of my comfort zone of being in Pomona, I guess. Like seeing on this larger scale what people were doing, like
With their
in the
talent.
similar space that I was in, like, yeah, I hate saying it, sounds kind of mean, but I was just like, they're doing so much more with so much less. Like, why aren't I doing this? And that was kind of the driving force of like, all right, I got to keep chugging along here.
Yeah.
So I would come back from like playing in like New York or somewhere and just being like, why aren't I doing this? And then you can kind of see where the ideas would kind of like bubble out from.
Yeah.
So then from there, just being in, I guess, t-shirts, clothing kind of world, I ended up at the hundreds. I want to say like 2000, end of 2006, early 2007. I was
the
there
hundreds?
for like 8 years.
Wow.
So again, I got to kind of see them go from, I don't know, I want to say it was like 5 of us in an office at the time to, becoming this huge brand. So from the record store in Pomona, I ended up at the hundreds. I want to say like 7 or 8 years that I was there full time.
What year did you start?
I want to say it was like 2007, right around there. They had just opened up the Rosewood store, and I was helping out with a bunch of stuff, and I was in like a good position to kind of use what I already kind of learned and learn some new shit along the way.
Yeah.
So like headwear, like doing like real headwear and doing cut and sew and stuff like that. I learned it all there. So from starting there, when I started there, yeah, I could do a t-shirt design and show you how to print it and everything, but I didn't really know much more about clothing. I liked it at the time. Like I was going to Japan, so I liked all the streetwear that was out there. I just never knew how to make it. Yeah. So working with them and working like with their vendors and stuff, I got to learn a little bit of like how to construct a jacket, how to make like denim that I like, how to make shoes, stuff like that. Yeah, and then through them, like I've met a bunch of other kind of, I guess, clothing company owners. Yeah, I stay in that space a little bit.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, still freelance a lot for a lot of friends.
We could see more of your artwork. Like, who are you collaborating with?
What am I doing right now? I guess the big one is I'm working a lot with Food's Gone Wild.
Okay.
Like same thing. I started like kind of freelancing for their team a little bit, and it's just kind of blown into like I help on a much larger scale.
Nice.
Like, and again, just from my whole background, like we did the event in Santa Ana, Welcome to Fouville.
Oh, okay.
So I ended up DJing there.
Oh, that's right.
But just, from being around like when I DJ'd, back then I was playing jungle and techno. And I know it's weird or whatever, but it helped, like move along all this stuff, knowing how, sound should work and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of touching back on old shit, pretty much.
So I know you're doing like the things with Fools Gone Wild.
So,
how are you impacting?
So Food's Gone Wild, I'm sure you guys have seen, like it's this like huge meme thing. It's a force on its own, pretty much. They've always had a very, very small team, and I'm lucky enough to kind of help them out and just kind of expanding everything out. And again, like from my history of stuff, like I know to most people it's just like, oh, he just draws, or it's like, no, I actually know how to do production. I know how to, I know how to do like photography. I know how to, so I've been helping him out, on all these little things. And it's been, to me, like, that guy is so good at what he does. Like, it's inspiring to me to like be in the mix,
Awesome.
So everyone wins.
Yeah. What are some things that you are looking forward to this year? So
a few years ago, I was doing a lot of group shows. I've done like solo shows myself at a few galleries. I feel like that's kind of taken the back seat the last couple of years. So forcing myself to actually paint again and kind of like get more into that world. So I'll be doing more art shows here and in Japan this coming year, hopefully. Yeah, and then merch, it'll stay the same, like still doing that. Tattooing, taking it a little more seriously. Well, I'm booked in Japan like a year in advance. It's crazy,
no way.
But I don't take it as seriously here, so got to push it a little harder here.
Yeah, most definitely. Because your stuff is so good, man. I look and I'm like, oh, you can totally tell that's Benjie. That's Benjie. Some people have like a certain, like you can tell that's their art,
My favorite is when people try to rip off like my style, and I'm just like, I'm not making money on it. If you can, fucking good luck.
Right?
Like,
how do you know when somebody's really ripping you off? How can you tell?
I mean, so the stuff that I post a lot is like really heavy stippled, like very black and white. The whole reason I do it that way is like I've always done screen printed shirts, and it's like the easiest way to kind of replicate shading, I guess. So I'll see people kind of do kind of like a chunkier stipple. My style is like really kind of like goofy, I guess. It's not really Chicano. It is. I definitely touch on that, but it's not. I know my lane pretty much, you know. Like it's like a little funnier, a little sillier, maybe a little cuter. But it lives in that space. Someone called it soft cholo, and I was just like, yeah, that checks out. Yeah, I was like yeah.
That's the funniest shit.
Yeah.
Soft cholo.
I was like, yeah. That's cool.
I love it.
I'll take it.
A lot of artists go visit Japan and they're so inspired by the Latino culture that we have here.
Yeah, it's
Can you
huge.
touch base on that and what you see? It's kind of awesome to
It's crazy.
about.
When I first started going out there, I was living with someone at the time. We were living kind of, it's called Hachioji, the city. It's like saying from downtown LA, I don't know, like saying like Downey or something, you know, like a little out of the way. The apartment we were at was next to this lot that had like a few Impalas. And I remember at the time just being like, that's weird. What are these doing here? Didn't think much of it. Fast forward a couple of years, I started working with my friend Ricky, that owns Nicety, and he's been coming out here since the 90s. So there's a lot of shops out there. Like there's Ricky, to me, is like the biggest one. There's like LA Style Dope. He's been doing the same thing where they come out here 2 to 3 times a year. They're kind of like, I would say, the cultural ambassadors. So they come out here, they meet as many people as they can. If someone's making something kind of interesting, like, hey, I want to take some of this back with me. And that's how you get not quite resale shop, but just kind of this really curated like culture out there. So Ricky, his shop originally was like very Chicano-y and very lowrider-y. And then through that, he started getting like his own customer base. There's definitely like, there's been not quite a divide, but most people, I guess, they look at that and they look at kind of like these Japanese guys kind of cosplaying as 70s cholos. And like, that's cool, but that's just one little aspect of it. Like there's dudes out there like, oh man, there's so many car clubs out there. They're just doing amazing like it blows this out of the water.
Wow.
And it's just, you know, like it's past this like little glimpse that people are getting here.
Yeah.
So there's definitely like a love for, I would say, the culture, but it's becoming less surface. It's getting a lot deeper where people are in Japan are going to Mexico to learn how to cook. Or like I have buddies that are flying out here that cook in restaurants just to be able to take it back. There's like my buddy, he owns a restaurant in Nazu, I think it is, called Bingo's Cocina Mexicana. And this dude, when I first met him, I was like, who is this weirdo?
In Japan?
Yeah.
No
the
way.
Best chicharrones I've ever had in fucking Tokyo, of all places. Like, you know, they're taking it to this extreme where they're like, there's still respect and homage to the original culture.
Yeah.
But they're just kind of like trying to elevate it a little bit without gentrifying it, you know? And it's like, it's crazy to see across the board.
That's a respectable thing right
Exactly.
there.
They're not going to tell you they invented it. They're not going to sell you this big story. They're like, I love this. I love this culture. Here's my take on it. I still love that culture, you know?
And you had said your friend, which I like the way you put it, would you say like a culture ambassador? What'd you say?
Yeah.
A culture ambassador?
Yeah.
From like for Japan to over here.
Yeah.
A culture ambassador.
Yeah.
What would you say, who's a culture ambassador here? Who are some people that you think are
it really
have
depends.
some movement?
Really depends on like what you're touching on. Because like, so my background, like, also while I was growing up, I built a lot of rider bikes. Like hard. But now I have my friends that paint better do it for me. But
going back to that.
Going back to that, like, man, in just, again, like everything's becoming these like weird niche interests, and you just meet like people that are into it. With lowrider bike stuff, there's like Mike, I think his Instagram's like Lowrider Show Bikes. I would say he's kind of like this defining I don't know, he's kind of setting the pace for everyone to explore like building lowrider bikes, but also keep it like traditional, like, you know, like keeping the traditional values.
Yes.
He's an older dude like me. We were both building bikes. He did it way better than I ever could, but there was just like, I don't know, certain weird little like old man rules. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like you want everything to be Schwinn and American made. Like,
Yes.
it's cool to see him like keep those standards, but it's still evolving. I mean, obviously, like Javier de Luna's work, like I have a ton of it here. Like I love how he's blended like Chicano, like not stereotypical, but like classic Chicano style with like kind of this Japanese simplicity touch to it. He, to me, I look at him as like, wow, this guy found like the perfect balance of it.
Nice.
Like he's a good one. Who else is there that I really like that? I mean, everyone knows most of the dudes, like Mando Islas, Cats, and all the Uptown Tattoo guys, like amazing work that I look at him just like, I don't even know how to approach that. You can definitely see the influence.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this motherfucker went to Japan for a week.
Right?
Like, it was like, like, why is everything in Daruma now? Kind of shit, you know? So,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
So you still spin vinyl?
Yeah, I still buy vinyl. It's very expensive now.
And people still hire you to do the ones and twos?
Here and there. But I mean, it's mostly like, I've been DJing since I was like 12. So to me, it's just kind of like picking up an old hobby.
Yeah.
You know, so I was at that record store I worked at in Pomona, I was the buyer for like a lot of the drum and bass stuff. And I just had this huge collection of vinyl. Eventually I got rid of most of it, kept a couple things.
So you do like jungle and all that stuff? You don't do funk and oldies and everything?
Now, yeah.
Now
No, I haven't played jungle in forever. Now it's like, I'm just playing, I'm old. I listen to like just old like 80s boogie, old funk, like stuff like that. And that's kind of it.
Firecracker. Yeah.
I went to a jungle event a couple weeks ago. And I was like,
You did?
Yeah. Old friend invited me, and I was like, this is amazing that it's still going, but I'm going to bed.
I just imagine people with dreads.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Like people that shouldn't have dreads, having dreads.
have dreads.
That's fair.
That's what I think when I think of that music.
Yeah, but I mean, it got me out of Pomona originally, you know? Like, I can make fun of it all I want, but I don't know. It definitely opened up a whole lane for me to be like, oh shit. Because honestly, if I didn't get into that at that age, I probably just would have stayed in Pomona forever. Worked at, you know, whatever factory, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, like art's cool, but that was that. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it kind of like, it forcefully opened up my eyes to like all this different culture from around the world.
And you made a difference.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so.
You showcase your own
Trying.
work. Yeah. It's crazy to know that you came from Pomona. You helped your dad build lowrider bikes as well, from painting to working at the shop, vinyl, spinning music to clothing, artwork to tattooing.
It's been a lot of shit. Living life. Trying to survive crazy times.
And being a family man.
That too. Yeah, having a kid when you're older is an interesting ride.
You and a few of my friends, man, they're like, whoa, this is definitely different.
Yeah, I'm glad I waited. Like, I wouldn't know what to do when I was 25, but I would definitely have more energy.
Right?
Yeah, so when I started with Food's Gone Wild, like, it went from, like, here's one graphic, here's two graphic. He's obviously very... being anonymous is very important to the brand. You know, like, no one knows who he is. And, you know, there's a lot of... moving components and making moves. Yeah.
So you guys use other people's artwork too that want to collaborate? Yeah. And then you do your stuff too? Because I could have sworn I saw you on some like beers.
Oh yeah. So like Suavecito in Santa Ana, they have their own brewery now.
Yeah.
They did a beer with Food's Gone Wild a while back called Pisto. Mm-hmm. And then for the event we did in 2025, Welcome to Foodville, we released a seltzer called the Torta Pounder, which, you know.
That was yours.
Yeah.
I recognized that. I was like, this is Benjie's artwork.
So yeah, that one was me. And then I've done stuff with a local brewery here in Long Beach called Ism. I work a lot with LA Taco and I've done a lot of their art. So it was
That's
the
what I've
Ism
seen.
beer was LA Taco and Ism.
It's
together.
like black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one is my classic, like black, white, really heavy stipple.
I love it.
Yeah. I didn't realize how serious collectors, like there's like beer collectors, you know, that a lot of them will like just buy things and collect it because of the art.
Really?
So yeah, I was like, wow, again, like I was really surprised the things people collect. So that's cool. I had the last trip to Japan, I brought a bunch of the Torta Pounder seltzer and the Ism beer with me.
Yeah.
And kind of like gave them out to friends. And
That's really cool because I remember seeing the torta pounder and I was like, oh, I recognize it.
That's a pretty weird one. I feel bad sometimes kind of perpetrating negative stereotypes. But is it
They're out
also,
there.
But am I also promoting body positivity? Tough.
The only time anybody can call themselves a torta if they really know that, nah, I'm
Yeah.
a torta.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to offend the people that don't think they are.
Yeah, exactly.
That's hilarious.
It's
No,
a
I
good
remember
one.
seeing it. When me and Scoop went into the brewery, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's my friend Benjie's artwork! I totally recognized it." But
Yeah, Suavecito, they've been great, man. There's through Little Mystery, I met all the Suavecito guys, and they're amazing. They're inspiring. Like, to be honest, like just how they built that entire crazy structure that they have out of hair pomade, like insane. You know?
nice, yeah,
And like they really give back to the Santa Ana community. Like they're pushing community there. which
they
is
really
cool.
do.
Yeah.
No, they really do. More than most.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
that is definitely a unit there.
Yeah.
When he does all his raps and stuff, I'm like, this guy is pretty
He can
talented.
fucking rap. That's like, I get it to everyone. It's like a meme page and whatever. The dude can fucking rap. Like,
Who could think of some of those things on, like, I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
this guy is really quick.
yeah. I've seen him at work, and I'm just like, yeah, this guy can actually fucking rap.
You know,
I've
right?
met some people that can't. Let's say they can. Yeah, no. Yeah.
Do you ever get stuck on not, you get stuck where you're like, man, I'm not inspired?
Oh, burnout is a real thing, dude. Like, if someone says they never burn out, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the good part about being where we're at, where we live in a city that has its own life, and we can just explore a little bit, and usually you come up with something.
Yeah.
Or honestly, sometimes it's just being bored. Like, you come up with your best ideas when you're bored, and feels like, especially now, like, we're all on our phones all the time or checking things, that it's getting harder to disconnect enough to be bored. But it's like, that's where a lot of the best stuff comes from. I mean, that's when I was a kid, I was drawing because I was bored, and that's what kind of like helped my imagination evolve. I mean,
Yeah. What do you ever think that sometimes people move to a certain city to get inspired?
Yeah, I see that a lot. I mean, I won't lie. I see a lot of people that do that, and they kind of do this hard adoption of the area, like where it's like a little too much, like the people move to LA and all of a sudden they're like banged out, and it's like, what's happening here? This isn't really you.
Yeah.
But there are people that come here and it's just get the... Fuck, I hate saying the vibe, but that's the only word I can really think of, without having to like cosplay a culture, like it's just, they get the current, they get the wavelength, the speed that the city runs at, without making it a goofy play. And that's always nice to see.
Yeah. Have you ever seen, like the popular, like cholas, like La Sleepy and everything?
Oh yeah, I mean, dude, get your bag. I mean,
Right?
People are paying her to hang out, and she's cool with it. Run it, like.
I
Cool.
met her. She's awesome, dude.
I mean,
she's really cool.
I saw an interview with her. I forget what YouTube channel it was, and it was just like, she's just a normal person that's just hanging out, like
yeah.
that's just her, and like that's cool when it's just that,
It's cool because that's really who she is.
Exactly.
And that's
exactly.
what I could totally respect,
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's who she is,
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Like, not everyone is comfortable with themselves all the time. So
Yeah.
that's why it's so refreshing when people are just kind of it's just me. Like, it is what it is kind of thing. And
Yeah.
it's even nicer when they get respected for it.
No, 100%. I couldn't agree more. And it's cool to see. I love like the thing she did with like concrete.
Yeah.
When like Wendy, he was like waiting for and she came out and it was her.
Yeah.
And she's like, we're going out tonight.
I mean, I knew a little bit about, like Chicano skewed kind of comedy before, but through Food's Gone Wild, like, I've learned a lot more about like Duno, Concrete, Compa Raider, like all those dudes,
Yeah.
like, and it's again, like, it's really inspiring to see these guys kind of taking a small thing and just kind of like, yeah, this is ours. Let's expand on this.
Right.
Like stuff like that is inspiring to me to kind of like, all right, like, I'm a little stuck with this artwork, but let's try this out, like, let's try to expand on it,
Yeah.
the same way. So
Yeah, no, they totally have like, yeah, and then like just since they know humor, like they really know how to make people going. I
Yeah.
mean, Concrete is so hilarious.
He's hilarious.
And you know what's
man.
crazy? He used to be a rapper, dude. Did he make
So,
music? Yeah.
Everyone used to rap.
Yeah.
Dude, the Three Plates guy. He's
Three
he's
Plates.
hilarious. Like,
Oh my
I
gosh.
met him. He ended up hosting the Food's Gone Wild event for us. It was the first time I kind of like interacted with him at all, and it's like, man, this is a really nice guy. And he's like, so I looked into his stuff, and it's like, wow, he's really talented too.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
stuff like that's great.
He like literally, me and Aaron went to go interview him. I was laughing most of the time.
I heard the Michelle laugh.
Yes, like I was
I just had it playing and I heard it and I was like, yeah, like the
Right.
Michelle laugh just cuts through everything. I was like, yep.
And I was like, this guy is like naturally
Yeah.
hilarious, and
He's good.
he has just like this energy about him where, he's like genuine. He's
Yeah,
a
exactly.
genuine guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, shout out to Three Plates Tommy for, being just him, and a
Yeah,
funny guy.
exactly. That's what I mean. That
But
kind
yeah.
of stuff to me is like, it's so good to see like people like him kind of being able to get the recognition that they deserve and seeing like their work progress. Like
That
that's
part.
very inspiring.
I know you started tattooing like over 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But how can people contact you and what's your ongoing rate?
Yeah, I have my Instagram. I have a tattoo only website. It's Benjie, benjietattoo.us. I spell my name weird. Sorry. Yeah, you can catch me through there on Instagram. My @ is just Benjie Escobar. Again, there's an extra E in there. Sorry. Rates, it really depends. I'm always down to work with people. I'm still just very happy that people trust me with tattooing them. So pretty open.
And you do commission work still?
I always do commission work. So hit me up for that.
Awesome. You guys heard it. Thank you so much, Benjie. I appreciate you, friend.
Yeah.
You already know what's up. That's a wrap.